Hello, I have not done a first impression for a foundation in so long. Just a foundation focus video. I bought this foundation off Yes Style a while ago actually, like when I was collecting stuff for my blue and green packaging series videos. I saw this and I wanted to try it and I kind of forgot about it, I'm not gonna lie, and then I kind of remembered again. So while it's fresh on my mind, let's try it out. This isn't super new now, but I still feel like not as many people know about this one, including myself, compared to the red one. So let's try it out, compare, see how it goes, see if I love it, see if I like it as much as the red, because the red is like one of my holy grail foundations. Here's the red one in question. The color I use for Fake Tan is 23N. It can actually be a little bit too dark for me sometimes with Fake Tan on because it does dry like slightly darker, I feel like, after you apply it and it dries down. I also use the shade 21N Ivory when I've got just a little bit less Fake Tan on. Let me swatch all three of these for you. So this is 21N Ivory. It looks like that. And then Backtrack, this is 23N, so my darkest color when I've got a lot of Fake Tan on. And then the other color I use sometimes is 15C Fair Porcelain when I have no Fake Tan on, which looks like that. It's still got a really nice undertone for me. The shade I have in this one is 23N because I feel like that's my most often used color. This is the Mask Fit AI Filter Cushion. Very interesting name. It's got SPF 30, mask shield, blur setting coverage. I actually way prefer the packaging. I think that packaging is sick. Obviously it's the same, but just the color. Like, look how cool that color is. The logo is like down the bottom here. And then yeah, it just looks kind of the same on the inside. It looks like this, and then under here you have your little seal and product, so we'll get to that in a second. So this one is obviously the main cushion line, and this is the one that goes for like a full coverage finish. It's very lightweight though. I do already have a few videos on this product. If you want to watch them, I'll put them down below. Orange one, it says here, brightened filtered effect, more smoothing, brightening, softening for video and camera wear. This one is a bit more of like a satin kind of vibe. It's not super glowy, but it's not like chalky matte. It's a really nice finish. So we are going to do the old school, apply it, see how it looks up close in artificial and natural lighting. I do have artificial lighting on right now because the sun outside is like beaming in and creating lots of shadows. But I'll show you how it looks with natural lighting, and we will see how long it wears and how well it wears over the entire day. Get the little mirror off. Oh, stunning. And these puffs are actually really good. If you're taking this on the go in your bag, these are perfect to just like touch up, reapply. Although I feel like the wear on these is really good normally, so we'll see how this one is anyway. I love the seals, they're so satisfying. A little bit less satisfying when I'm doing it backwards on the camera, but anyway. So upon first glance, this is how they look next to each other. I mean, very similar. This side though, can you see this? It says it's a blending palette, so it must be to blend the product onto your puff a bit more evenly to then apply to your face, rather than using your hand or whatever to like spread the product onto the applicator. So that is actually quite clever because then all the product just stays in there nice and clean. I'm going to take a little bit of this product on the puff and just apply it to my hand like this, and then same with the red cushion. So the red cushion is closer to my wrist, I need to remember. The first interesting thing to note is these are supposed to be the same color, but as you can see, the orange one looks a little bit darker, although maybe this is going to dry down because I know it does dry a little bit darker. It's hard to see the product on my hand because it's like so perfecting. I'm going to prime half my face today so we can see if there's any difference between both sides. I'm just going to use a hydrating primer today. So this is the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Power Primer. I actually really like this primer, by the way. Okay, I'm kind of nervous just going off this color. So I think this thing is so you can like get the product and then you can kind of like, I don't know, smooth it out a little bit. I'll start on the non-prime side just to give the primed side a little bit of time to soak in. I pretty much always use primer with this foundation, although I really don't think you have to. Truth will be in the pudding today. I just love to prime with something really nice and hydrating personally. I just feel like it makes most foundations look even better, but we'll see. Can you just see that? Like, it just looks like a filter. I kind of wish I got the shade 21. I think it would have been perfect because yeah, this is definitely a little bit dark. It really is beautiful. I feel like I'm literally applying fresh skin to my face. Very good coverage. It's even covering a lot of the veins on my eyelids if you look at that before and after. I haven't done it perfectly, but just so You can kind of get an example there. To be honest, it's like kind of similar to the Red Cushion in my opinion. I think it's super blurring, like pores are non-existent basically. And I just ended up using this to apply rather than brush, but sometimes I just dip my brush straight in there and like apply. Here's a little update of the products on my hand. So the top one is the one we're using today, the orange cushion. All right, let's see it on the primed side next. This is the real test for me because this is, oh, my cheek just made a weird noise. This is like how I would apply it day to day. You can see it's very quick to apply, by the way. That's why I like this so much, I think, because I do use it a lot just in day-to-day life. When I'm whipping makeup on, it's just foolproof most of the time. Going in with a little bit more product for the forehead now. Oh my gosh. It's giving Barbie. Plastic fantastic, but in a great way. Hopefully it doesn't dry darker. I mean, on my hand, I feel like it hasn't really dried much darker than when I first put it on there. But if it dries a lot darker on my face, we might be in trouble. I feel like on the side with primer, it definitely had the ability to like blend out a little bit more forgiving. It gave me a bit more time to blend it out. Whereas when I applied it on my like just dry, not dry skin, but you know, no primer side, it set a lot quicker. So you get a little bit more time to kind of faff around with it when it's on the primed side. 2 proper dips to do most of my face and then a couple like minuscule dips to do the forehead. Definitely could have probably used even less than that. So you do not need a lot of product at all, and I don't think I need another layer personally. I think that that covered pretty good. Look, that's where I get most of my like redness and everything, and I think it looks beautiful. Yeah, you definitely get a bit more of that glow from the primer underneath on this side. This side is still a little bit glowy, but it's like a very natural glow. And it's kind of similar to the other cushion, I reckon, like that kind of like satin matte vibe. So first impression, overall, not like a huge difference in my opinion between the two formulas. You probably wouldn't expect like a huge difference anyway, since it's like kind of the same line. It's not like a complete new product. But is there any initial reason for me to be like, go get this one instead? Not really. Maybe I can do a half and half as well to show you guys really how it looks, but I have to do that tomorrow because we want to do a wear test today. I'll put that at the end of this video if you're interested, because this isn't going to cut it. I need to see it like on my face to really see the difference, like on top of a primer. I feel like it's not really oxidizing, thank goodness. Like it looks reasonably okay considering it's already a dark color for me. I'm just going to show you how I am going to like do the rest of my base makeup, and then we'll, you know, have a look at it in natural lighting and stuff like that. I really don't need heaps of concealer because I do feel like the TirTir covered most of the circles. I wasn't really intending to like put a lot under my eyes, but yeah, a little bit got under there anyway. Now, typically when I wear this foundation, I don't really set my entire face, but I do set my face in every foundation first impression video. So I might just do a thin layer of like a translucent powder just all over. And then you know the drill. We're not going to do any setting spray or anything like that. We'll just rely on the products I've already got on. I'm using this Florasis powder. It's very light, doesn't really change the like finish of my foundation too much because I really want to see like how the foundation goes with coverage and everything and if it fades. Normally I use my Natasha Denona concealer, but someone on TikTok said that this was even better than the Natasha Denona concealer, so I don't know. Every time I use it, I like it, but I don't know if it's better than Natasha Denona. I do like the prime side better. Like even my concealer is blending more effortlessly on the primed side. I just think that extra little bit of moisture for me personally just helps a lot. Even if you don't like to prime, just making sure you've got like a good moisturized base first, I think will do wonders with this foundation. I want a little bit more lip balm because my lips are so dry. I've been using this one here, the Natasha Denona tinted lip mask in Candy Apple. I'll link it below. I've got every color and I've been using the light pink one a lot too, just as my daily lip balm because I'm like running out of all my lip balms. I need to do a repurchase. Final step with you guys, I'm just going to set under my eyes with a little bit of Cupcake. I feel like my under eyes are more wrinkly with this concealer compared to the Natasha Denona one. Either way, we're not focused on the under eyes today. The base itself looks stunning. Let me zoom you in and then we'll do some pictures. So this is in artificial lighting, which in my opinion, natural lighting still looks nicer. We'll soon see. That is the primed side. This is the unprimed side, which is definitely a little bit more matte, and you can see a little bit of like dry skin that I've got just here. I like the kind of natural luminosity that this side gives. It's not super glowy, but it's not like super matte. It's just nice. Looks extremely smooth. Obviously soon I'm going to put on bronzer and everything, so I think it's going to look even better once I finish my routine. Just looking at the photo with flash on, looks really nice. I mean, it does have SPF in it, so I wouldn't really go for this on purpose. If I was thinking of doing like flash photography, I wouldn't really wear it at nighttime or anything. Definitely don't think it gives a lot of like flashback. I feel like with the flash on, all I can see is my crusty under eyes and my facial fuzz, but the foundation itself looks good. Now let's have a look with natural lighting. Just as I expected, even better. It still like looks like skin somehow. It looks like extremely perfect skin. You can kind of see like some of my natural like skin texture and imperfections, but it still looks smoothed over. It doesn't look heavy like a huge mask or anything like that. I just think it's the best of both worlds because it gives me like a high coverage when I want high coverage, but it still doesn't look like some other high coverage thick foundations. It's very thin, it moves with my face, like it looks so good. Even this side with no primer, like it still just looks so perfect. It definitely doesn't look bad at all. I just prefer the prime side, but it still looks like perfect and so velvety. Like that's how I would describe it. Wait, I've still got my artificial lights on. Here it is with every light off. It's a bit too dark now, but that's how it looks in bad lighting anyway. Like still really good. I like this though because you can really see my natural skin. Like you can see where I've got some like little like bumps and things on my face. This side's like not as bumpy. Look how perfect. Anyway, I'll keep taking pictures throughout the day so you can really see how it settles into my skin on an everyday basis. Obviously I would have used setting spray as well just to like help with the under eyes and settle all the products in together and melt them all together, but I don't want to do that in a first impression. Right, the lights do need to come back on because it's so dark outside all of a sudden for some unknown reason. So it's 10 o'clock. We are going to wear this for at least 12 hours. Stay tuned till the end of the video where we do a comparison. Hey friends, so it's been on for a couple hours now actually. Been pissing around doing some videos over on the Clock app. Eye makeup, lash lips, all of that. How cute the eye makeup came out. It's very monochromatic, like simple light pink vibes, but I love it. The foundation looks the same, to be honest. I applied a cream blush on top, Natasha Denona. Granted, these often go on top of like any powders just fine or any foundations just fine, but you know, just letting you know that it didn't do anything weird on top of this foundation either. If anything, it's just settled into my skin a little bit better and you know, it's looking slightly glowy, like it's just settled in. It's 3 o'clock and it looks more or less the same. I feel like it is a little bit funnier in my nostril. Have I been wiping my nose or something? I'm just gonna take my puff since it's still so early and just that didn't work very well. It actually looks amazing on the non-prime side, even more so than the primed side in terms of like, it just looks so smooth. This side still looks really smooth, but yeah, just around the nose there's like a little bit of like separation or something going on. The reviews on this product, other people also said that theirs was a little bit like darker or more orange than the other formula, so that's interesting. But on YesStyle this is rated 4.7 out of 5, which is still like a really good score. So on YesStyle it says that this boasts a velvety matte finish. So I feel like the finish is so similar to the Red Cushion. On a different website it said it was glowy, so I don't know what's going on. Some people say that this one is less drying, which I don't find the red one drying anyway, but if you do, there you go. Someone else said it's super glowy with great coverage. I'm confused. Overall, people seem to love it though. It's 5:30, so 7.5 hours in we are. I feel like the non-prime side looks incredible. The prime side also looks pretty incredible. Not really a lot of fading, maybe ever so slightly, but barely. Nothing's really smudged. I just feel like I look a little bit greasy around here. Maybe just like my T-zone is starting to get a little bit oily. I did not use heaps and heaps of powder though. I feel like it's that kind of, you know, oiliness where I could literally just take a powder puff and just set it down a little bit and it would be good to go. Like I wouldn't need to add any coverage or anything like that, but I'm gonna leave it. I think it still looks really good. I'd happily leave the house looking like this, no problem at all. 7-Eleven, 9, almost 9.5 hours. Definitely a little bit more oily down the T-zone yet again, but nothing too crazy. Once again, I'd still happily leave the house looking like this. I feel like a little bit more texture is starting to show around this area because of the shininess. Fading is at a minimum on both sides. Basically still looks pretty much the same. Hello, it is 10:30. And as per normal, I'm itching to shower and just like wash my face, double cleanse. Stunning, really. I feel like I'm getting ever so slightly a little bit of separation because of all the oil on my skin just here. Relatively shiny through my nose, my forehead and chin. I think that all looks absolutely fine being a bit shiny. The only part that really bothers me is right in here. I feel like that's like where the shine kind of shows up a lot more of the texture and pores, which is totally normal. Hello, we've all got pores, I hope. Minimal fading throughout the entire day. I definitely think that this is still absolutely sick. Regardless of which one I end up liking more out of the two, I'm still confused of like the finish. I feel like the finish is just so similar. Let me just show you very, very fast. I'll take a tinted powder and let's just see what it looks like if we just were to set down the areas I don't like the shine. That was my alarm to film this. I've got lipstick on my... Does anyone else get that? Doing this, obviously, we're going to create a little bit more of like a heavier look. But, you know, if I was in a pinch and I just needed to hop out the door and didn't want to, you know, redo my makeup, didn't have time, then it looks bloody fresh, if I do say so myself, especially if I took a bit of setting spray to it, just to melt those powders in. I didn't set the sides of my nose, but that's how the skin is looking. Yeah, either way, the foundation is a win in my eyes. Like, especially look at these areas over here where I obviously don't get as much oil production. Gorgeous. I've got a little bit of fading around my mouth from where I've probably like, you know, wiped my mouth from eating or something. All right, let's do this side by side. My face is washed. Let's get started. I did just shave my face and do some extractions. Not ideal before makeup. The lighting was so good, I got carried away, you know how it is. So we'll see how the foundations cover a lot of redness. I already know they cover well. Just trying to justify my actions. Skin feels unreal though, so soft. I am concerned that the two sides of my face are going to be complete different colours today because I do feel like the two foundations are slightly different coloured, which is a bit of a pain. That's one side, literally took 30 seconds to apply. So this is the same colour on the other side as well, according to the packaging. This is so weird. I swear on my hand, the orange one looked a bit darker, but on my face I feel like the... color, yeah, 23. This one looks darker, like this side. No, like this color matches so much better. That's so weird. They're blatantly different colors. I'll zoom you in. So this is the orange cushion. You can definitely still see a little bit of redness. I was very extremely red because I did a whole lot of extractions on that side. I had a whole lot of like, I don't know, blocked like dead skin vibes. It wasn't even pimples, it was like, I don't even know how to describe it. I probably shouldn't be picking at it, but whatever. That will probably go down over the day, but I mean, that was one thin layer and look how well it covered. It's just like got a purple tint now though, but anyway. This is the red side. There was less redness on this side. They look very similar on the skin. Yeah, see, on me, I definitely think the orange is slightly less shiny, slightly. You can really see it like when I tilt my head like this. Bit more glowy, but still like a natural finish. The side's a bit more of a natural matte finish. Don't know why I'm seeing so much like conflicting information online, but I am going to finish my makeup and I will return and show you how they look. Okay, quick update. I've got my entire base on. I'm about to do some eye makeup over on the Clock app. Blush, bronzer. I also today used a little bit of MAC setting powder all over my face for a bit more of a glam look. I used a very small amount though to not add too much coverage, just like a very thin veil of it. I'll put all of the products that I'm using in the down bar. I also used a very small amount of setting spray today since this is less less so of a wear test since I've done wear tests on both of these foundations individually at this point. I will show you how they look throughout the day compared to each other. I already know that they both last amazing. So I used a little bit of setting spray as well just to melt all the products together. This one, just so you can see it while it's still kind of like freshly applied. The redness is starting to go down a little bit, thankfully. Red side, also stunning, a little bit darker, but yes. Why is this color? Oh, just for reference, it's 10:30 now. Here's how we're looking. Okay, it's only been on 2 hours. It looks basically the same. I did find that the orange one creased around my nostril again, so I just had to touch it up a little bit, but it looks a bit strange and like different color. But anyways, I did have to do that. Whereas the red side, I did not have to really do that, but it is a little bit melty around my nostril. Other than that though, everything basically is looking the exact same. Oh, I did add a little bit more powder as well because I found myself being a little bit too glowy, probably because of the setting spray. I feel like the color difference is subtle now that I've got like everything else on, but I can still see in a little bit if I look close enough. Hello, I've got on Hamish's hoodie because it's literally freezing. It's 4 o'clock, almost 6 hours almost. It looks so good. I will say, I think the original side looks a little bit less dry, like a little bit less cakey. Still doing the weird thing around the nostrils. But also like this side just has more imperfections at the moment than this side of my face. So the difference is so like slight. Can't really see much else. The side's like a little bit more matte. They're so similar. I look like a train wreck. Okay, I ate bunless burgers and bunless burgers are messy. Probably could have gone to a bit of effort and reapplied my lipstick, but I'm about to have a shower. Just like yesterday, we have quite a bit of melting / oil production around here on both sides. I still think that this side's a bit more glowy than the other side. This is the original side, right? I feel like they're so similar on me. The orange one's a better color, to be fair. Actually, maybe the orange one doesn't show up pores as much because, to be honest, this is usually my smoother side of my face and the pores here smoother looking than on this side. I feel like you can see more of those ones on the red cushion side. All of this is just like wiped off because of my dinner. Minimal fading to no fading. Oil production on both sides is very similar. Maybe I'm a little bit more oily on the red side, but there you go. Overall, I think both are amazing. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful for somebody out there, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video.